Hi guys, time for a model update. Hi guys, time for a model update. I don't know if I'm going to edit this out. I might not. Might leave it in. What the hell. Yeah, time for another model update today. Hi guys, it's time for another model update. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Okay. Oh God! Damn it! I will have my revenge! And these have 4 grills, so there are 4 lines. 4 lines! 4 lines. 4 lines! 4 lines. 4 lines! Enough of the bloody lights! And finally, AMT. The General Sod. I offer you the chance for greatness, Carmen. Take it! Join us! You will buy another kit from me! I swear it! No matter that it takes a few repops, you will buy another kit from me! Both you and then one day, everyone else! Hi guys, it's time for the final My Model update. It's here. It's finally here. Red Dwarf is done. So that means that My Model update is coming to an end. And I'm not even sad about it. Do you know, I thought it would be like a little bit sort of like, oh well, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. But actually, I'm quite excited about what's coming next. So I'm still going to be making model videos. Don't think that I'm not going to be making model videos. I will be, but they will be more condensed and it'll be a bit more of a complete video. Plus there's other things that's in the works as well. So and I'm really excited about working on that. So let's not hang about. Let's get on with the update. Moving on. Okay, so there's the base as it currently is. But if I pull out, look what's sitting on the base. Oh yes. Oh yes. It is beautiful. And it's, yeah, it turns very nicely. So you can put it into sort of, you can rotate it around. It's all looking very good. I'm very happy with the way this is coming along. Very happy. Yes, yes, yes. I think that badge works well for it as well. It's not overblown. It doesn't outshine the model. It works well for what I wanted to do. And hopefully Lou's going to be happy with it as well. The other thing I like as well is because the stand for Red Dwarf is off center, there is this weird thing whereby it actually looks like it's floating. So that's kind of cool. It's just slightly weird because it's just off center, you know, that's all it is. It's a little bit more to one side than the other, and it just makes the model look like it's actually floating, which is very nice. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way this is going now. We're really happy. There's been one or two little catastrophes along the way, but I think, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the work has paid off, and the more I'm getting closer to the finish line, the happier I am with how the model's gone. So yeah, and again, sitting on that base as well, given the base that I was going to put it on, I think that works incredibly well. It's perfectly level, it's perfectly solid. It weighs a bit, I'm not going to lie, the whole model weighs a bit now. So, but yeah, I think that's... I'm rambling. I'm gonna cut this here because I'm rambling. I'm just slightly... very happy with how this has turned out. So, back once again, working on the forks. And these were what were going to be the forks for the front end. But I've changed my mind. I've rethought it, gone back through it again. The reason being is that you know, resin is a really good modelling substance. It really is. But the problem with it is that when you're using small components and stringy components like this, whereby you've got these really thin sections, it can be brittle. And that's one of the problems with resin. And basically what's happened here is I dropped one on the floor, and you can see right there that it's actually snapped straight through. So yeah, I ended up rethinking the process. So these can now go in my bits box because I'm not using them. I'm not doing that at all. What I am doing is I've done a new 3D print, and basically I've made it as thin as possible. But what's going to be happening is that they get these pieces get glued back to back, and then that'll provide enough strength. But the good thing with this is that even though, you know, it's two-piece, it's flexible. And I think, you know, strong is good, but flexible is better, because if you don't want something to break, you really need something a bit more flexible. So what I've done is I've done a couple of over here. I've got all the forks here. Now they do need a little bit of detailing up, but had I thought about it, I could have probably done the detail in the 3D print actually, but it doesn't matter. It just means I've got to do a little bit of work. But these are the forks that I'm going to be using. But yeah, they're strong, but they're a little bit flexible. In fact, these are probably stronger than the resin ones. Plus they've got a little bit of bend to them. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to get these detailed up. Plus I've got a new front nose piece. The reason why I got a new front nose piece is because I wanted to make sure that these pegs here were spot on, and I went back and checked, and it's always good to double check anyway, but I double checked these, and these are now perfect, and they actually, everything just fits. Just line up to the middle and everything just clicks straight on like so. It's as simple as that. So yeah, so I'm going to get detailing these up, and then we can put this front scoop together, and that's really the last component to be built. So I'm getting ready to add these rings to Red Dwarf. I'm just checking the positioning on them and everything, making sure that everything sits down okay. You can see in there as well that I've added all these extra pillar details that are on the model. So they're all in and on, ready to go. So what I'm going to be doing now is basically, once I'm happy with the positioning of these rings, which should be something like so, what I'll do is I'll get some Gorilla Glue and blob some in there just to anchor it down, and then I'm going to mix up some epoxy and then just drop some epoxy in there as well, just to make sure that it is solid in place, and then this can get ready for its final paint. I've also got to do these back cap sections, because you can see there's nothing under here at all. Now here's the thing, the studio model actually doesn't have anything under there, but I'm thinking that I really should cap it off. So but I don't know, because the actual studio model is actually empty. But there's lots of things like that I've changed on this model just to make it work a little bit better. There's lots of open cavities on this model. I'm guessing that they left them open due to the fact that they were using strip light bulbs and needed to keep it cool, so they were using it as a way to get air through the model. They had like 4 big fans inside that was just blasting air through. So but I think, again, it's about what they intended the model to be, not what it ended up actually looking like. So if I'm going with an intention, I think I'm gonna have to cap these off. So yeah. But yeah, so the next thing now with the rings is to get these glued on, and then I can look at doing that, and then maybe doing the final paint on the back end. Okay, also now what I've done is I've applied these blisters to the outside, put them in place. They actually look really, really good. I was actually surprised, because I knew that I was sort of doing the right thing with them, but I wasn't anticipating, because basically what's happened here is I've gone over, removed the masking from it, and these were backed, the non-lit ones are backed with flat black. When I applied the blisters over the top of them, they've just got this real sort of milky lens look to them. They're really cool looking. I really like them, and the illuminated ones, they look great. So very, very happy with the way this is looking now. So yeah, I think I'm going to give it a couple of minutes now to set up properly, and I'm going to start working on the other side. Obviously I've still got to do the rings. That's obviously something, and got to do that. But hey, it's piece at a time. But it's we are at the finish line. We are there. There is very little left. Okay, the front forks are now all together, and I've given them a coat of red. Obviously they've got to have weathering and whatnot. It's got all the extra detail on it now as well, so that's good. All the hemispheres are on as well. Obviously I need to wait for this to dry. It needs to be weathered down, but it also needs the webbing attached to it. So that's going to be, once this is dry, I'm going to be looking at adding that, and then the forks are potentially done. Really, it's just again, it's just the weathering on that then, which shouldn't really be that much of a problem, because the weathering for this is not going to be that difficult. I might do the weathering first though, because obviously with the webbing being in between these forks, it might be a little bit tricky, and it might be just easier just to weather the webbing separately. That might work best. So I might actually wait for this to dry, do the paint on this, do all the paint that I need to do and the weathering, and then put the webbing on. But we'll see how it goes. It's all up in the air at the moment, but at least this is all together now, and it's solid. So happy about that. So I've got a test fitting now of the forks on the front end. They line up really well. Everything's looking good there. I brought the meteorite, or asteroid over I should say, and put it there, because realistically that's all of Red Dwarf altogether. That's everything. There's no more pieces. Aside from the webbing on the grill, on the forks I mean. That's it, that's everything. So that's how close we are to the finish now. It's a case of just taking care of the paint now, and the webbing on the front intake scoop, and then the windows, and of course the name. That's important. Got to do the nameplate on this side and that side. I think for the name I'm gonna get some masking tape, and I'm gonna paint that white, I think, because I think just to do it as a decal, I think even if you do it on white decal paper, I think that wouldn't work. So I'm going to mask off that area and paint it white. So yes, but yeah, look, that's all of Red Dwarf together. Okay, so I've just printed off the nameplate for Red Dwarf for both sides. Now you'll notice that I've printed off 6. The reason being is that when I did the decals for Lou for the Galileo, because they needed replacing, I printed off several copies. So I've got one here, and if you look at it, you can see how the lacquer just didn't take to the ink. It's really awful. You can see the huge gaps, and it's really nasty. But another one I did then was a bit more of an experiment whereby I done much lighter coats, few and far between. It's a lot better, but it's still not right. So what I've decided to do is I've got printed off 6 of these. So basically, two for each, one for each side, so 2 per piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment with using the Tamiya gloss, not the lacquer, but the actual paint, the that you get, the clear that you get in the tubs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can spray this with this one here with the clear gloss, and I want to see if that will seal it properly, and then if it does, then great. This one here I'm going to cover with hard coat. Now hard coat is water based, but I don't know what it's like when it dries, so it's only going to do the application. So I'm going to try that one, and failing that I've got one left over then for just using the standard lacquer, which again it will go on with very thin coats like I showed you just now, but I'm hopeful that one of these two will give me a better result, because the print off these is actually really nice. I'll try to get in a bit closer here so you can see, just exactly. I mean, that's come off really well, hasn't it? So yeah, I'm gonna experiment with these now, and we'll take a look at the results. So there you go. There's the Red Dwarf name on the side of the ship. And just as a side note, with the experiment that I did, the one I found was the best result was the Tamiya X22. Honestly, I wish I had done this experiment a long time ago, because the decals that I've made, I just put some of this in the airbrush, I mixed it down with the X28 thinner, and I sprayed it on, and honestly, it's a decal. It's a good decal. It doesn't suffer with any of the problems that you normally get with a lacquer. It just went on really well, and for my money, these decals are as good as anything that you'd get from any other model, like from a professional model kit. They look good. They're nice and sharp. Now this was a little bit smudged, which is why I didn't use it, but really and truly it was a couple of thin coats of the X22. It was just really sort of thin. I just basically angled it towards the light so I could see when I was spraying it on where it coated it, and literally I used the airbrush to dry it out, and it went straight in. It held together really well, and there's no bleeding at all on it. It's really sharp. In fact, you can even see the black outline I put around the letters so that it would bold out a little bit. So it's really good. It's turned out really well. So my advice to you is that if you're going to make your own decals, whether you're using white sheet or clear, forget everything else, coat it with the X22, because that's worked out fantastic. So I've spent today adding the windows to Red Dwarf now. It's only pretty much what you can see here, really, this section here. So I've got this side to go, and obviously the underside of the nose as well. So there's not too many left to do, theoretically. Actually there's a lot, but theoretically there's not many. That's why I don't like theoretical thinking. But yes, so that's where it's at. I know it's quite dark in here, but that's the way I'm working. No one I'm going squint. So really and truly now there's that. That side got to be done. The underside got to be done. What's left? I've got to fit the Asteroid after this. Now the other thing that's done as well is the front nose cage. That's done. It's got to be painted again, just so it'll match. But this is what I'm really worried about. This webbing in here. That's what I'm really worried about in transport. So because it's difficult to get it to hold it together when you're building it. Never mind, mailing it. So I'm gonna have to come up with something for that. So yeah, but as overall, it's really close to the finish line now. Really close. So I've now got the Asteroid installed. Basically what I did for this was that I was looking at putting in some sort of pole system so that it would sort of just slide in, and because of the way that the Asteroid is and because of the hole in the model, so to speak, it was really kind of difficult to sort of get it to sit in like that. So what I decided to do was to find the Asteroid's natural seating position, and basically all I've done is I mixed up some epoxy and I went and looked at where it was making contact, and basically I've just put big blobs of epoxy in there and just shoved the Asteroid in. So the epoxy is now holding the Asteroid in solid. So that's not, if I pick this up, it's not going to go anywhere, it's firmly in place. So because the Asteroid doesn't weigh that much anyway, it's only it's a hollow resin shell filled with foam. So so yeah, that's now in absolutely solid. So yeah, that's that done. So I've got this standing up on its thrusters. I've got the 3 pegs in position and they're glued in now. So basically this is how difficult it'll be to fit the nose cone. Now I'm holding it by the bottom section here, anything under the webbing. I'm not touching the forks, I'm just holding it by, well, the base end then. Like I said, anything under the webbing, because anything above that might cause it to flex and bend and break. So this is how difficult it'll be to put this scoop on. Ta-da! It's that simple. Now it's going to need gluing obviously when it arrives at its destination. But really and truly that's sunk down right into place. It might need a little bit of a press down as well, but that's in position. So that's that job done as well. I guess it's done now. This is it. Game over. Everything's been done on it. Wow. It's been weeks in the making, and here it is. All finished up. I'm going to put in some extra cable for wiring for Lou, and I'm going to put a jack socket on one end as well. So basically you'll have to, the wiring that's there now, you can just cut it a bit shorter, and what I would do is attach it underneath the base. That's what I would do. Feed the wire through under the base, attach this wire on, and just have that coming up the back. It's the best way to do it, I think. But yeah, that's it. Sono's base, that turning action on there is beautiful. It really is. It's so smooth. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. All the engines are on, all the paint and everything is done, all the detailing, all the windows. Yeah, it is. I'm really happy to be, marking this down as something I've built for someone. it's just one of those things. It's just it's been a lot of work, but there it is, you know. We just if I turn this like so, got a bit of a 3/4 view, and then knock this light off, you can just get a bit of a better view of all the windows. Yeah, I mean it's been an outing, but it's been well worthwhile. It's my favourite version of Red Dwarf. It's Red Dwarf. What can you say? So yeah, I'm gonna leave that there and call it done. So, that's it. That's the end. It's all over. No more my model update. It's gone. Finished. Finito. Done. Over with. Time to move on to other things. And I'm quite excited about what's coming next. And I can't wait to show you guys what's coming next. I just think that it's going to be a better quality of video. I think it's just going to be a better quality of show. And I'm really going to be excited about working hard on it. So that's going to do it for me. If you've enjoyed this model update, just remember my model update isn't here anymore, but this channel will still be here, all the videos will still be up, and there will be more content on the way. So please do feel free to subscribe to this channel, like and comment on this video. But until next time, I'll see you later guys.